you had told me several years ago that one of my most anticipated movies of the entire summer of 2023 was going to be a Barbie movie, you'd be right, and I wouldn't believe you, and I call you names. And Barbie was directed by Greta Gerwig and stars Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as Barbie and Ken respectively. And here, Barbie is stereotypical Barbie. She lives in Barbie world with all her friends where everything is perfect and nothing could be better, while Ken finds himself constantly trying to get Barbie's attention and is a little wanting. However, a trip to the real world will change everything for them and bring new ideas back home. I don't know who, at what point thought that Barbie was going to ever become a major staple of our society in 2023, to the sense where men and women alike would go out in droves to see a movie, but somehow Mattel pulled that off. Now, I remember when very early on it was talked about where they were going to make a different movie, and I believe Amy Schumer was involved, and I just was like, oh God, no, please don't let this be. And it didn't happen, and we were good, and I was like, all right. And they said they're going to make it again, and as set photos came out and casting, I got more excited. So I was really hyped to see this movie, basically, and when I got to see it today, it did not disappoint. Barbie is absolutely entertaining. It is complete fun. It's just, that's all it is. It is fun with the idea of Barbie, with the characters that they have, the actors that they have, the concepts behind Barbie, the way kids play with Barbie. In case you guys don't know, I had an older sister, and she had everything Barbie. She had like 3 Barbie houses, and I, as a kid, had some Ken dolls to interact with Barbie and stuff, and my action figures would. And in fact, we filmed movies with our Kens and Barbies because that's how much I loved movies, and we all did was we used them to make these films. And we had like over 60 films that we shot that to this day I still have. But Barbie was something I've seen, interact with, and honest, because of having the knowledge of Barbies, you see things in here and you're like, that's relatable. Not just through the brand, the way the brand makes things, but how kids would interact with Barbie. Especially the way they explain the worlds in here. They try not to go too far with that, and I think that really worked. Margot Robbie's phenomenal here as stereotypical Barbie. She brings it when she has to. She absolutely has this happy-go-lucky personality. Something to mention, though, is Barbie, when they say goes through a crisis in this movie, she really does. This movie takes a very serious tone. There's a lot of this movie that's actually trying to deal with different issues and real-world things and a lot of other things in here. So Margot Robbie also has to bring some emotional chops, which she brings and does very, very well. I don't think all of that necessarily worked because, like, there's this mother-daughter aspect that I just never got into and I really didn't care about the entire movie, but it was there anyway. Ryan Gosling's Ken, though, was a scene stealer for me. He was absolutely phenomenal. This guy is just oozing on the screen. He's perfection. I loved every second. The song that I've posted on my TikTok 100 times, that I'm just Ken, that song is better 100 times over in the movie, and Ken is genuinely the best part for me of this entire film. Ryan Gosling absolutely killed it. But everyone in here is really good, even though they just have niches, and there are references to actual Barbies and Kens here I caught, and I was like, that's really good. They did a lot of work with this, and it's good, playful fun. It's deliberately at times meant to be kind of cheesy fun or cringy fun, and it's supposed to be, and it works because of that, but it also has some really funny jokes I did not see coming, like a reference to Pride and Prejudice in here that I just didn't see. It was hilarious. This movie is very funny at times. I think it has some great humor. I don't think everything necessarily worked with Mattel in this. I thought that Will Ferrell's character was kind of funny, but everything involving the group of people didn't necessarily always work, though. The ending also just didn't feel very satisfying. It kind of dragged, I think, a little bit to me. However, for the most part, this movie is very entertaining. The dance numbers, the musical numbers, the pop, the world that they created for this movie is just absolutely wonderful. I really enjoyed Barbie an awful lot, and I think that while the soundtrack is primarily just songs composed for the movie, those songs do work, and it plays with the ideas of Kens and Barbies and what we use with them for. It's just really brilliant stuff. The movie wasn't flawless, like I said. There were some jokes that didn't land. I think that some segments could have been cut, and I don't think everything necessarily pays off, but for the most part, this movie was great. Also, one last thing to talk about is when it comes to everything involving real issues, some of them just felt like, after a while, I was kind of disappointed because I wanted the movie to just be a little more fun, maybe, but some of them worked, some of them didn't. So things that detract from this movie, but it's still a great time. I would totally recommend you go see the Barbie movie. It's a blast. I'm taking my sister to see it tomorrow. It'll be my second time seeing it. It's a great bunch of fun, and it's hilarious, and it's fair warning, though, not necessarily for kids. There's some jokes in here that are for older people, but still, it's worth it. I'm going to give Barbie a 7 out of 10. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all next time.